Hi, welcome to Gail's Garden Herbs and More. Okay, the chickens devastated and tore up my area. They dug out most of my wonderfully growing little greens and stuff that I had growing, my bok choy, my carrots, all of that stuff. I replanted one brassica 3 times. I don't know how it lived through it all, and it's iffy if it's going to make it the third time. And I have no more onion seeds. But when I was at the store, I seen some organic green onions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these off. I'm going to leave some of the green and the whites. And we're going to replant these in the garden, and they will grow. Last year, mine grew like crazy and got gigantic. And they were, even as gigantic as they were still tender and wonderful to eat. They weren't over hot or anything. So let me set up the camera and I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay, sometimes when life throws you a curve, you need to hit a strike. Better be a good baseball player. I played softball. Oh, and by the way, this, which, it's so good. This is my homemade chai, and also has tulsi. I went out and picked some of my tulsi and took the fresh green, best looking tips off the top of it and put in here, and then I put some of my homemade chai, and then I put a little black tea with that, and it's so good. I'll mix some milk and honey with that when it's done steeping. Yeah, this is my homemade chai. It's got cinnamon, cloves, cardamom, fennel seed, and ginger in it. And also put some other things like some ground orange peel I have in there. I don't know if you can see this. I need to make some more. I'm just about out. But, I don't know. Can you see that? Yeah. Oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. This is so good. And then with the tulsi leaves, tulsi is going to give it a little something different and a little extra nutrition. But yeah, that's what that is. Okay, let's take out our green onions. Looks like we've got quite a few. I think I'm going to plant these where the chickens dug up everything else. But I don't need these tops. I'm going to cut them off, and maybe I'll put them in tomorrow in a stir fry or some eggs or something. I think I might do a stir fry tomorrow for my meal. Okay, let's see. Actually, you don't need a whole lot on these. Okay, I'm just leaving it. I'm just cutting it like this. And you could probably get away with even less, but these will grow really fast this way, and since it's so late in the year, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. See these? And I've got my greens here, which they smell good, but anyway, I'm going to put those there. I'll put them in a baggie in the fridge. I'm going to finish cutting the rest of these to plant. And then, if I want the white part, now some people just like the white part. Well, okay. And if there's nobody in your family that likes the green, then give it to your chickens or the birds or something. Okay. Some more. I'll put this over here. We're almost done. Some loose ones here. These greens don't look that great. I'm spoiled from my garden stuff, but the green tops on these just kind of look bedraggled. They smell really good, but they just look bedraggled. I don't even know if I do want them. Okay, now let's head out to the garden to plant. Okay, I'm out in my garden. Oh no, my things have just not done as well this year. I have got quite a few zucchinis, but let's go past these. This is some tulsi down here too. This is what I did was I just took these tips off my tulsi, the nice green, and I have a bunch of tulsi elsewhere. I've got it all over the garden. And I put a bunch of those tips of the fresh green leaves in my teapot. Okay, You see this whole thing hanging on the fence? That's really handy for different, because my garden is long and skinny instead of wide or rectangular. It's like a skinny long rectangle, but really long. So down at this end, I've got some scissors, some twine, and, you know, different things here. I've got some cutters too, but I got them hanging over on the fence. But I have things close by so I can use it at different areas of the garden. Okay, I had all of this, that's bok choy down around the edges. That was all, and that plant's the one that's been planted 3 times. Looks like it's still alive. In between these pots that are buried in here, they couldn't scratch, and they didn't get to those, but that's not very much, because I wanted lots of greens, and I would have had it. All my onions are gone. I had regular onions planted in here, and I have no more seeds. And the only carrots I have left are right around. They even ate some of that off, but they couldn't get back in there and scratch. So there's a few, but not much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant some of these green onions here, and at least I will have some green onions. That's something green, right? Okay, so let's get to work here. Okay, I hope this works. I have been having problems with my phone, with my internet, even on my computer. Telephone calls weird, just dropped. The line be open, but no, it was just blank. This morning I was talking to my daughter. A lot of weird things going on. The internet's been really, really weird. Okay, I'm going to take the part. There's not much root on that, but there is a little bit. We're going to stick them in there, and I'm going to plant it, and leave the greens up. Now this one should do pretty good because it's got a few more roots to it. This is a really a much better one here. But I think that other one will eventually. I might have to cut more of the greens back, the green top, because there's not a lot of roots to support it. But once these roots take off, oh my goodness, you talk about green onions. Last year, my green onions were so beautiful. And then towards later, whenever in the year, as they grew and they were big old huge things, fat things, and then when they started to bloom, that was really cool because it was beautiful. The blooms were really pretty, and I enjoyed that. There's just so many things in gardening. I hope somebody was telling me they're not able to garden, and I understand some people aren't, but let me tell you, if I have to, I pray to the Lord, because I am a country girl. I'm not used to living in apartments and stuff, although I had to for a while, but they were small ones, thankfully. There weren't very many of them. But you can do a green stalk on your patio. My dad lived in a little senior apartment, and he had pots out on his patio and grew a tomato. And because my dad, he loved gardening and stuff too. So did my mom. And he grew stuff even in that little senior apartment. So you can grow. It just takes some thinking and how to manage it. There might be a situation where you can't, and then I guess you just have to hit the farmers markets and do the best you can. It's all about managing with what you have, and I've been in all different situations in my life. In Kentucky, I lived in one place that I just loved. That was my dream home. Had a huge garden. I mean, a huge garden. I had someone there to help me. And it was wonderful. And then when my daughter and granddaughter moved out there with us, they came out a few years later. My granddaughter was about 6 when they came out. And she ate so many cucumbers. Thankfully, we had lots of cucumbers that year. She still loves cucumbers. And she's pretty well grown now. She's like 17 a couple days ago. Anyway, and then she caught fireflies. She had never seen fireflies or caught fireflies. And still, stuff the chicken scratched and killed. So disappointing. But anyway, she was like 6. She got to experience the lightning bugs. And that was cool. And our garden was just
Oh, it was wonderful. Now, I had 2 bunches of corn one year. Got the first one. The second one, the coons got. The raccoons. So, and they rode the whole stalks down to the ground and ate them up. But we put up a solar electric fence, with a little solar panel, and that was really cool too. That was my first dealings with solar. Let's see, I'm just sticking these in the ground. I've got 3 more. The other side around there, I don't want to put the onions because I think I'm going to plant something else. So I need to try to figure it out here. I got looks like maybe a couple carrots coming up here, so I don't want to disturb them. Man, they really destroyed this. Ugh. But I hope they don't get in again. I took the worst culprit, which is my best layer and my favorite. She's really gentle and tame, but probably she's such a good layer because she knows where all the good veggies are. But I had to take her over to my daughter's because she was the main culprit. There's another one too. And my other 2 good layers, really good. I don't know. They're in this garden quite a bit too. I got 2 more I got to stick in here. One of my grandmas used to tell me she said if you've got kids, you can't have any kids and dogs, you can't have anything else. But I would say add chickens to that. You have to really, I didn't think chickens would muscle their way around through a gate in between things and to scoop themselves in, but my chickens do. At least some of them. They're determined now. Some of the others, knock on wood, they don't seem the least bit interested. They just are happy to be out in the front yard and pecking underneath our little orchard trees. So, okay. Can you see that? There's my green onions. And I'm going to go put this away. I'm going to go back in the house and fix up my Tulsi chai tea and sit down and have a drink. So, I will bid you adieu. I can't say adieu. Remember that video? Okay, I will see you next time on Gail's Garden, Herbs, and More. Give me a thumbs up, please. Thank you. Bye.